Kevin Durant's season came to a devastating end as they lost in the second round to the Milwaukee Bucks, which was not a team that they should have lost to.
The Oregonian, that's the primary newspaper in Portland, the Oregonian has secured the official weights, measurements, and testing results from the Orlando pre-draft camp. And wait until you get a load of the freak of nature called Greg Oden. For starters, his numbers blow Kevin Durant of Texas completely out of the water. Players were rated on how many times they could bench press 185 pounds. That is important. Even though it's not as important as the NFL, reality is the NBA season is long, your durability and your core strength is really important.
Of course, before I get into the content, guys, could leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn on post notifications. I am trying to hit 10,000 subscribers on this channel by the end of the year, and your subscription would be greatly appreciated. Let's get into the video. Coming into the 2007 draft, Kevin Durant and Greg Oden were the two biggest prospects at the time, and honestly, it was a pretty close comparable if you're being completely honest. One was a 7-foot center, and the other was a wing player who was around 6'10", but in reality, we all know he's 7 foot. So when it came to the pre-draft workouts, we found out Kevin Durant couldn't even lift 185 pounds at the time. I think a lot of people were very skeptical of how good he would be as a prospect. Now, he was good at Texas, but the things that Colin Cowherd saying, not even just in the introduction that I showed you guys, there's a lot more stuff he said about Kevin Durant, like, oh, that he's an Antonio McDyess, that he's just a wing player and he won't be anything more than that, and that, oh, you need like muscle, like, and this and that to be a successful NBA player. And while I've made a couple of these videos talking about how NBA players have gotten muscle, I honestly have to say that muscle does not mean everything in the NBA. You could be a really skinny dude like Kevin Durant was, and like some of these other guys are, that if you put on muscle, yes, it will help your game a lot, but you don't need a lot of muscle, because we've seen a guy like Giannis went from a really skinny kid who was an okay shooter, then he put on a lot of muscle, and then his shooting ability was practically ruined. But there are other reasons his shot could have got worse, which maybe one day I'll make a video about, but regardless, muscle isn't always a good thing. And like I've said time and time again, there are a lot of positives to putting on muscle. You can get better rebounds, you can honestly post up against big men and stuff like that, but there also are some flaws like I just mentioned. And Kevin Durant has really been known for being a skinny guy that could do a lot of things. That's why a lot of people besides Brandon Ingram would call him like Slenderman as a joke. But even then, when Brandon Ingram was coming into the league, a lot of comparisons he got to was Kevin Durant. I mean, they're both 6'10", he's really 7 foot. They're both really skinny, they both play the same position, they both have a pretty similar play style. But obviously Brandon Ingram is nowhere near close to Kevin Durant whatsoever when it comes to like skill and actual, I guess, like greatness. But ladies and gentlemen, regardless of everything I just said, there is a picture that just got leaked yesterday of Kevin Durant working out, and oh my god. On the screen right now is the picture of Kevin Durant, and this man looks like he really did put on a lot of muscle. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there is one thing that definitely looks like it's getting worse, and it is his hair. Like, come on, man, why does your hair look like that? Your hair looks like the thing that I put on my microphone, so it sounds a lot better.
No, 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 no.
But now, this isn't the roast of Kevin Durant's hair. Regardless of all that though, he does look a lot better when it comes to muscle, and I'm kind of wondering how it will affect his shot. Like, I'm honestly trying to think right now, because like that kind of does look like Giannis's transformation when he put on a lot of muscle. But the only thing that does scare me is that Kevin Durant is a way efficient shooter than Giannis, and obviously Kevin Durant put on this muscle. I don't think it'll affect his jump shot. I hope it doesn't, but that's still a possibility. But I think it's gonna be kind of scary now if you mean to tell me that Kevin Durant can do every single thing that he can do right now, plus be able to bully ball like Giannis Antetokounmpo. That terrifies me. If that's the case, then I don't think the Brooklyn Nets can lose a game unless like injury or happens. Now, in yesterday's video, I did talk about De'Aaron Fox and everything with him, and I told you guys that as of right now, he's the only player, and he's kind of the one that kind of started this whole trend of players with body transformations that I've been seeing. It really does seem like he's the only player that I've seen so far that did get a random drug test out of nowhere. To be honest, I don't know if the NBA is going to look into Kevin Durant. I seriously hope they do, because I'm very curious to see if this is actually legit. I honestly do think it's legit. I don't have any doubts that it's legit, but honestly, I think it's crazy at the age that Kevin Durant is, because he's not old like LeBron, but he's pretty close to it. Now, it's no secret that the Brooklyn Nets themselves have gotten a lot better, and like most of the teams I've talked about, oh, but they made this improvement, they made that improvement, and the possibility of this or that. With the Brooklyn Nets, there's a pretty good chance, unless anything bad happens, this team is already going to win the finals, either them or the Lakers, but I don't think the Lakers even compete with the Nets at all. I remember last year when it looked like James Harden was really fat in Houston, he went to Brooklyn, man looked skinny as hell and all that stuff. So I don't know if Harden actually did put on any muscle or got skinnier or anything like that during this offseason, but for Kevin Durant, it definitely does seem like this this man put in his work. Because no doubt in everyone's mind, the hardest thing last year to do was stop Giannis Antetokounmpo, because he could literally bully ball any player he wanted to, and he did it very successfully. You were not going to shut down the Milwaukee Bucks. If you could shut down maybe Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday, you would be okay. But if you mean to tell me I gotta stop a better version of Giannis, who I already think Kevin Durant's better than Giannis, regardless of because of the bully ball, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and other guys like Paul Millsap, and the very talented roster with guys like Joe Harris, Bruce Bowen, even the return of LaMarcus Aldridge and DeAndre Jordan, this is going to be a very scary year. Especially if Kevin Durant is looking like the way he does, and it doesn't affect a whole lot of stuff like his jump shot, which I don't think it will, and I seriously hope it doesn't, because it seems like now a lot of players are trying to like be able to put on muscle without it affecting their jump shot, but we really will have no idea until the NBA season does start. According to all the power rankings, everything I've seen so far, it does seem like that the Brooklyn Nets are the #1 team, and they are the favorites and all that stuff, which I mean, I have no doubts, because that team is amazing. Because last year when James Harden and Kyrie Irving went down, and it was just on Kevin Durant literally almost beat the Milwaukee Bucks, who would go on to be the NBA champions by himself. Not to mention that if Kevin Durant's foot was not on the line, that they would have won that game easily. With everything I've been saying in this video though, Kevin Durant is definitely set up for an amazing season like he's already had this season, because last season was really good coming off that knee injury on the Warriors, and I can't wait to see Kevin Durant. He has been one of my favorite NBA players to watch of all time. He was actually one of the players that got me into basketball when I was super young, so I'm gonna root for Kevin Durant to do well this season. I might even buy a Brooklyn Nets Kevin Durant jersey. I had his OKC one, I never bought a Warriors one. I might definitely buy a Nets one. But with that being said, if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you do leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn on post notifications. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Have an amazing day, take care, peace. If you have made it to the end of the video, here are 2 videos on the screen that I think you guys will really enjoy. Anyways, cue the outro.